Recording is on.
Okay, all right. I welcome you once again to this section. Today we're going to be talking about product prioritization and backlog management. So we've briefed about this last week on what product prioritization is, what tool we can, and what our backlog is, and also how to prioritize our product backlog. So today we will be diving straight into more insight on what product prioritization is and backlog management. So by the end of this section, we should be able to understand what feature prioritization and product backlog means, and also explain why not all the feature can be built at once, and also use simple prioritization methods to design what to build, organize, and manage our basic product backlog. So I want to ask us this question before we start. As product managers, as aspiring product managers, can we build everything at once? Anyone? Do you think or do you feel we can build everything at once? I mean, all of our features at once. Anyone?
No, ma,
Okay, so why did you say no?
because if we build everything at once, I don't think we'll get a perfect product. Because let's say for instance today we're working on login features or feature. We have to really, like you've told us before, that we have to ensure that it is good to go. We have to ensure that what we've worked on, we have to like confirm. Yes, we have to confirm that okay, this it is good enough to send to the public. We have to, yes, yes. I don't know how to explain it again, ma. But
Mm,
I don't think, for me, I don't think we can build everything at once.
thank you very much. That was insightful from Tracy Julia. Thank you very much. I'll come back to that. Okay, any other person, please? Do you think we can build all our uh, everything at once as program managers? So for me, Adedamola, Glorious.
Yeah,
No,
good
ma.
morning, ma.
If we are using the
Good morning, ma.
Yeah, good morning, Adedamola. Sorry, apologies, Glorious. I'll come back to you
Glorious.
after Adedamola. Okay, is this Glorious? Who's speaking now?
Y- Glorious, ma.
me,
Okay, Adedamola, go first. Then we'll come back to Glorious.
Mo ń ṣe nǹkan lọ́wọ́ ìgbà yìí kọ́lé
okay,
mi wà fẹ́
so
máa kọ́lé ẹ̀ ta.
I was saying
Ó
that
disconnect
if we are
ni.
using agile methodology, it's not possible to build everything at once. And if we want to build everything at once, that means we want to ensure that our product is fully fitted before we put it out into the market. So, and that's not what agile methodology is all about. So, and it also defeats the point of iterating the features. Yeah.
All right, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Adedamola. Okay, Glorious, please, can we also hear your view? Glorious, are you there? Okay, while we wait for Glorious, another person, please. So for me, another person that can help us. Okay. What's the reason for saying no to for me? Okay. So I'll be expecting your response to for me. Who else have not spoken? Okay, so I think that's it. All right, you all have spoken well, and you all are correct. You are right that we cannot build everything at once. So as product managers, we should always have it at the back of our mind that we cannot build everything at once. And like Teresa just said, the product has to be tested, the features that you have to you just have to ensure that it meets customer needs, and you building everything at once, it's you delaying your launch, you trying to make a perfect product, which there's no perfect product. And at the end of the day, customers will be frustrated because they would have waited long, and at the end of the day, you might even end up building what the market do not need. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone. You all have said well. So let's go to the next slide. So what is future product prioritization? So when we talk about future prioritization, it determines the importance or the order in which different features or functionalities should be implemented, improved, or presented to users within a product or services. So when we talk about this, we talked about the order of importance. When you prioritize in a literary term, in a layman's language, priority according to in the order of priority. So simply put, it is the process of deciding which feature to build first and which one to delay or which one to drop. So just get like that's the simplest definition when we talked about product prioritization or future prioritization. We talk about which future are you building first, which one are you going to delay, which one are you dropping. That is, I'm building this first, after which I'll go to this, then this one I'm not going to build it. That's what product prioritization it's all about. In product management, you cannot build everything. So this is the answer to the question. You cannot build everything at once. And why can't you build everything at once at product managers? One, unlimited time, limited money, sorry, limited time. You do not have unlimited time. Your time is limited. Like I said, as you are building, as you are working on your products, you do not know thousands of people that are also having or building that particular product. So when you take a lot of time in building, in launching to the market, competitors will proceed to launch their market before yours. And even if competitors do not launch the product before yours, your product can be outdated, might not miss the market trend again because you have delayed. So you have limited time. When you are working in an agile environment, you have limited time. You have to launch your product as quickly as possible. You keep it simple, straight to the point. Important ones, prioritize. Prioritization it's very, very important in product management, especially in an agile environment. So another reason why you cannot build everything is limited money. Like we talked about this in uh is it user centric design. Your resources are limited. That's you have limited funds. If you want to say, oh, you want to build a savings application and you want to build, you have like 50 features in mind and you are going with 30, and you want to build the whole 30 before you launch to the market, you do not have the luxury of money to start spending on that because you're going to pay your development team, you're going to pay every stakeholders involved in the shipment of that product. And when you want to build everything at once, remember that we said it last week that you cannot, one thing about when you don't prioritize this, you cannot really forecast. You cannot say, oh, this is when it's going to take me to finish up this. So you cannot really forecast because you do not know when you are going to be done with all of this feature. Your engineering team cannot tell you, oh, this is when it's, they can tell you when you break it down into smaller pieces. But when you are building a whole lump sum future, You don't really know when. And the money, you are not making money, yes, remember, because you're still building, you're not launched to the market. So there's limited money. So and that reason why you cannot build everything at once is limited people, especially when you're working with a lean team. Your development team, your designers, you don't have you have imagine you're working with just 3 or 4 developers and one designer, then you want to build 30 features. Tell me when exactly you're going to launch to the market. So this is also another reason why you cannot build everything at once. But when you break it down into smaller pieces, it helps you. When you break it down into sprints, it also helps you. You have time now. Due to that limited time, you can launch as fast as possible, get customers' feedback, also come back. You're making money because you're already in the market, you are modifying your feature, you are improving your iterations, and the limited people that you have are able to cover it because you have broken that work into smaller pieces for them. So the product manager should always ask this when you are prioritizing. Always ask yourself as product managers anytime you want to embark on a prioritization task. What future gives the most value right now? Remember, right now, it's not in the future, it's not in the next 5 years. Like at the moment, remember that you're working on in an agile environment. So we're talking about now. You're not looking at in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. So what future gives the most value right now at the moment? What is customer looking for? So always ask yourself, once you are able to figure out the feature that gives the most value at the moment, then you will be able to do your prioritization successfully. You're able to prioritize what matters. You'll be able to drop what does not matter. You'll be able to delay what does not give more value at the moment. Future prioritization focuses on outcome and not just ideas. Like I said, for the start of every product, it's the ideation stage. You get a problem statement. After you must have gotten that, oh, this is the problem, then you're now looking at solutions. You start building ideas. Oh, what if we do this, do it this way? What if I do this? Like you have a lot of ideas. Now, prioritization does not focus on idea now. It doesn't focus on idea alone. It now focuses on the outcome. What's the outcome of this your idea? Like I said, there are no wrong or right ideas at that point when you are trying to brainstorm or use any of the ideation tools. There are no wrong or right ideas at that moment. So you have a whole lot of ideas. Now from your ideas now you need to now start focusing on which one are you going to take out of all of these ideas. Now prioritization will now focus more on the outcome of your idea. My idea is that I want to build a savings application that allows people to set saving goals, because most times people just save, uh they just save without even having any goal in mind. So they just save at the moment. They don't have a goal, which does not really allows them to take their savings seriously. So you don't want them to be saving vaguely again. Now you want them to save with them having a goal in mind. So the problem statement has been done. Now, what idea do I have to solve this? Okay, and I can be sending them SMS every day, or I can create a loop save application, or I can embed my software in their banking app. So now you have like 3 ideas. Now, out of these 3 ideas, which one are you going to take? Oh no, let me go with let me build my own savings application rather than embedding it in others people application like their bank app or sending them SMS. Now you have picked one idea out of these 3 solutions that you have profiled. Now, what is the outcome? Prioritization should now focus on, oh, if I build my savings app, what outcome am I looking at? That's what's the success metric, what's the outcome I'm looking at. People should be able to set savings goal. So to be able to set savings goal now, what and what feature do they need to be able to do that? And that's where your prioritization will now come in to place. Like you have hundred of features, but yeah, I think two should go first. That's where your prioritization comes to place. So it is a way to align the product. That's the product that works with business goals and user need. Now remember, it's a product that works. You are now aligning it with the business goals and the user need. Business goals and user need should align because they go hand in hand. Your user needs cannot be met if it does not align with your business goal. So always ensure alignment, and that's another role of a product manager. A product manager ensures alignment of the user needs with the business goals. Now, example is of an everyday application, a mobile banking app that has five feature ideas. Now, you have five feature ideas: dark mode, transfer money, export transaction history, face ID login, and saving goals. So, you prioritize transfer money first. Why are you prioritizing transfer money first? Because that's the main thing of the app. Because users cannot even use the app without it. You want to build a fintech application, a banking application for that matter, and transfer money is not your priority. You are working on dark mode. Dark mode for what? Is it for games? Is it just for the user to play around with it? Or you want to start working on export transaction history? How does that even align when customers cannot send money in the first place? It is only when they are able to send money, that's when they can now have a transaction history. When you're not able to send money, there's no history. So like it doesn't make sense as a program manager when you deprioritize, when you carry what you're supposed to build first to the last. Imagine you want to build a banking app, you now told your developer to start building on the dark mode first or the transaction history table first. It does not add up. You have to do for, because if you ship out transaction history for what when they cannot even transact? So here as a product manager now, you should be able to know what and what feature to do first. Now transfer money is the highest priority. So I want to ask us on this call now, after building on transfer money, which other feature do you think your engineering team should work on once transfer money has been done? Anybody? And tell me why you think so. Any idea? Are you still with me, please?
Yes, ma.
Okay. So
I think it should be biometrics.
biometrics. Oh, wow.
Ma, please, sorry, ma, did you ask a question?
Yes, I said after you prioritize transfer money, what other feature do you think your developer should work on? Now we know that transfer money is the first thing they should work on this list that I have: dark mode, transfer money, export transaction history, face ID login, and savings goal. So I'm asking which one should be the next after transfer money. So
Login details, ma.
face ID login. Remember they can
Yes.
log in with their uh
With
yes,
their
yeah,
pin.
exactly, and
Oh,
password.
oh,
So
okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. They're not Face ID login.
Any other
Maybe
try?
transaction
I
status,
think,
like this one that will be
ma,
not successful.
maybe transaction history.
Correct. That should be the next thing.
Because after transferring money, in case there's any problem as evidence, people might need um payment evidence and that.
Exactly. So they should be able to export their transaction history in the sense that they can export for a particular period of time, for them to be able to do their audits, check up that, oh, was this the actual amount I transferred, all of this thing. So yeah, makes a whole lot of sense. So it should be export history. So when you do your transaction history, you can now try looking at, okay, do you want to have a phase ID, or you want to have a saving goods? So but the order of priority where should be your transfer money first, then you can now go to your export history, then you can have a phase ID login, savings good, then that mode should be the last thing that will come. Should be the last thing that will come, in as much as customers are able to log in. So that one should be, it's a nice to have feature. It is a nice to have feature. All right, thank you for your contribution. So now let's look at what is product backlogs now. A product backlog is a list of product ideas written clearly and ordered by importance. So ideas written clearly and ordered by order of importance. So you have a list of ideas, then you write it clearly. You now ordered it according to their importance. That's what product backlog is. So now it include your product backlog should include your futures. We talked about those last week. It should also include your improvements. Okay, you've done send money. In send money, customer wants to be able to put description, so that's an improvement. You have to add it as well. Then another one is the bug fixes. It should make up your products backlog. Your experiment as well should make up your products backlog. So note that product backlog never finishes. It does not finish. You will always have something. In as much as the work as a product manager does not finish, then you have so much to do. Your product backlog will be there. So that's that. So another thing is, simply put, now in the simplest term, a product backlog is a to-do list for products, to-do list for the product, arranged from most important to the least important. So you arrange it from the most important to the least important. So why is feature prioritization important? Note that without feature prioritization, team will build the wrong thing. You did not prioritize your future, just like we said send money or dark mode. You want to build a banking app and you are building dark mode first, or you are building transaction history first. That means you will definitely build the wrong thing. You will build the wrong thing. Another thing is products will become bloated. What does it mean when your product becomes bloated? Any idea?
Please, I'm really sorry. Can you come again?
I said bloated. What does it mean when your product becomes bloated?
Maybe
Correct.
too much of information in it. Or
Exactly. Imagine you just launch application day one you have like 20, 30 features. Like where do you even expect the customer to start from? You do not prioritize. Because you do not prioritize, you keep building features, building features, building features, building. You are just building anything buildable, any feature that comes to mind, all your ideas you want to put it in one application. That means there's going to be a problem. Deadlines are mixed. Yeah, you said you want to launch your products by January 1. You want to launch your products, you started building your products. Okay, you said you give yourself 6 months. You started June 1st. You want to launch January 1st. At the end of the day, because you do not prioritize, you end up mixing that deadline. You will definitely end up mixing that deadline because there is no priority. You just keep building and building and building. Another reason is without prioritization, customer gets frustrated. Imagine a customer now telling you that this product that you have launched to the market to, I like the fact that I'm able to transfer money. But in your transfer money, just like Torisedu mentioned our banking app, the the description should be the description should not be mandatory, should be optional. That's one. Our customer said, okay, at that point when we are trying to click on transfer money, my saved beneficiaries are not showing up. You as a product manager, you have gotten this feedback, but because you lack that prioritization skills, you do not prioritize as a product manager. You now carry that feedback you have gotten, you just put it in your backlogs, and you continue working on other features like dark mode, phase logging. Like, you have an important bug to fix, or you have a future improvement, important one that affects the customer now, you now left that one, you started building new features, started building dark mode. Customer will be frustrated because they have complained. In the next 3, 5, 6 months, you have still not worked on customers feedback, you have not modified the app, customer is stuck, customer is not able to send money. But you are just there, you said, because my team is still working on this particular feature, we cannot stop it at this point in time, we have to pen this. No, customers will be frustrated. And what happen when customers are frustrated? Customer will leave your application. It's as simple as that. Customer will leave when they are frustrated. They will definitely leave when they are frustrated. So that's one thing we should know as product manager. Prioritization is very, very important. If you do not prioritize, your customer will be frustrated and they will exit your app. So, but with prioritization, the team will focus on what matters. There's a bug, you focus on it rather than building irrelevant things that are not appropriate or that are not right at that time. Building the right thing at the wrong time. It will avoid us that kind of error if we prioritize our product, our product feature. So another one is user gets valued faster. Now you get your value faster when you prioritize. When you prioritize that, okay, this is what you want to do, the send money first, they get value because that gives them more value than dark mode. Sending money gives them more value, they are able to send money to their loved ones. It gives them more value than when you are building on dark mode. What do they want to use dark mode for? Are they telling you that they cannot see the application? Or you are doing face logging for people that are, when your users are not even people that have phones that use face logins, they use normal password, but you are busy building face login. What kind of value do you want to deliver to them at that point in time? So you have to know all of these things to be able to build good product. And business, when you prioritize as well, it also if your business goals are supported. Imagine your business goal saying that you deliver efficiently, or like you streamline every processes, but your customers are fed you back that, oh, this is a problem they are facing, but it now takes you 3 months to fix that problem because you have lacked that prioritization technique skills. So that means you have deviated from the business goals. But when you prioritize, you support your business goal. When your customer know you that you are somebody that when you say this, you deliver, talk and do. Not like they will tell you this, you will not, you tell them okay, you will not do it. Customers are complaining. Your customer service every day, every now and then, they keep getting the same set of what's it called, the same set of complaint. But as a product manager, you're not even doing anything about it. You are focused on your dark mode that you want to build. You are focused on your face logging. You are building things that does not have add value at that point in time. Then they will be like, this organization is not. In fact, if you even bring up another product, so it's another organization that when they brought this one, that was what they did. So yeah, it's very, very important that you prioritize as product manager. Do not allow your project manager to prioritize for you. Do not allow your boss to prioritize for you. Your work as a product manager is to set the priority. You set the pace. You are the CEO. You are in charge. Don't wait for somebody to tell you that in the morning eat eba o, in the afternoon go and eat rice. No, you set it. This is what I want to do in the morning. This is what I want to do in the afternoon. In the afternoon I want to wash clothes. You set it. Nobody should tell you what to do as product manager. So please always take note of this. So we have different prioritization frameworks. Has anyone heard of the Moscow theory or Moscow framework? The Moscow technique? Anyone? Has anyone heard of it?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
I
another
think I've
person.
heard of it, but I'm not sure what it is.
Oh,
I think I've
Oh
heard of
yes,
it.
yes, yes. I have.
okay. So it is used to prioritize our tasks or futures. Let me put it that way. So the product manager uses Moscow. It's one of we have different prioritization frameworks, a very good number of them. But yes, in this class we'll be talking at the four important ones. So now Moscow is part of them. Now the Moscow theory, it's a method that easily categorizes what is important and what is not important. So it is an acronym for must have. You see that M is telling you must have. You see the S there is saying that should have, and C is saying that could have, while the other one is saying, well, won't have. What does must have means? Important ones that this one, no, they are absolutely vital, just like transfer money. Transfer money is you must, whether you like it or not, to that's the main name of the application. So it is a must have feature. Then should have, yes, this thing should have, it should have this. That's okay. Well, is also a high priority feature. It should have this as well. But the must have comes first. Must have are the important one. Do this one first. This one too is important too. But they can still use the application. They can still use the product without this one. But the product should on a normal day have this. Let's say, let's use the transaction history table, the exports. Now, it's not as if they cannot see transaction o, but exporting transaction history is like them downloading it. So it's a should have feature too. But the most important one that they must have is that transfer money and viewing transaction history. Now could have is a yes, it is a nice to have feature. It's an optional feature. It's possible like well, it's a nice to have. It will be good if we have an example of nice to have feature can be, it can be from that what's it called, a nice to have can be face login. Yes, face login, face id. You want them to use their face id to log into the application. So it's a nice to have, it's an optional. If you have time, the resources, everything in place, you can proceed to build it. But if not, the must have and should have feature should surface. Then the won't have is this application, no, it will not have this. Looking at the resources, what you have, the constraints, in as much as the important ones are there, then you think you should drop off this. Okay, you think you should drop off that dark mode. You don't want to support dark mode. So that means for this, so you will not be able to have this. So it's just according to priority. You must have an important ones, very very important one, highest priority. Should have is high priority. You can have it, but you have to do the must have first. Could have oh, they are optional. Yeah, it's a good have. There are optional things. Okay, we can do this. It's optional. Why they won't have is no way we would not proceed to have this. So that's what the Moscow framework is. Any question on the Moscow framework?
No ma.
Okay, but do you understand what Moscow theory is now or framework? Is a prioritization technique. Is a prioritization technique. Okay, let's go to the next one. So for this, we have another one that we call the rice scoring. RICE, rice scoring. So it considers the reach, the impact, the confidence, and the effort to rank feature based on the right score. So when you talked about, okay, let's do that. Okay, slideshow. When you talk about rice, rice scoring, you talk about reach, you talk about the impact, you talk about the confidence involved, and the effort. So let's break it down. What do I mean by reach? Reach is okay for this feature that you want to build. What's the reach? Who are those that this feature is going to reach? What's the reach like? What's the it's just simply saying that what's the what value is this thing going to really have? Like, okay, if you set up this particular feature for transfer money, who are those that are going to use it? Is it going to reach a good number of people? We can use our WhatsApp as example, as mentioned last week, where I was asking us that how many of us still use the video recording. And yeah, I think about just 2 persons say they use it. So now look at that feature now. If you use the right scoring, the reach is okay. Out of 20 people that will be using the app, only 2 persons, let's say, okay, only 2 persons will be using this feature. How often will they use it? The same thing with community feature. How many people are using community? So you look at the reach first. Okay, the reach is okay, maybe 2 out of every 20 persons. Okay, the reach is 2%. Now impact. What impact is this feature going to have? What impact is it going to have on people using it? Okay, yes, we've agreed that 2 persons will use it, but what impact? Now using video call, video recording, what's the impact of video recording? Person is able to see your emotions is able to see your reaction as you speak. So what's the impact? You have to also consider this. If the impact is low, well, I'm not sure you should proceed to build such feature. Then the other one is confidence. The confidence that you get why you want to do the future. Like, what confidence, you as a product manager, what's the confidence that you have in that future? Then the next one is the effort of your engineering team, effort of all stakeholders involved to bring that future to life. So you, if you want to do this thing, you put it into a quadrant: your reach, your impact, the confidence, and the effort. So now we have quick wins. When the effort is low but the impact is high, so it is ideal that you build such. That's a quick win. Now let's let's do a realistic example. Transfer transfer money works. But under transfer money now, we need to make we need to add we need to modify it to make sure that the the description, it's not mandatory, that's optional. That's just like a fix. It's just for them to put an instruction that, okay, oh, this one should be this one should be optional. So if you look at the effort for you to do that, the effort is very low. But if you look at the impact, maybe like 100 persons have been complaining that, most times people that use it, they are not too learned persons. They don't have time to start putting what the transaction reference or what the description is. So the impact, it's very high, but the effort is low. That means it is ideal. It's a quick win. You can quickly fix this, or there's a bug. We are seeing error 404. People are not able to send money. So you quickly make this fix, and the impact is high because people can now transact using your platform. Then the big bet. When we talk about the big bet, the effort is high and the impact is high too. Example is transfer money. Implementing that feature alone, the transfer money feature now, it has a very high effort. You need your you need your designer, you need your engineering team. It will take them 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month to be able to carry out this. But what's the impact? Very high, because people can now transact using that application. That's the main goal of the application. So it's of very high impact. But the same way it's of high impact, the effort needed, it's also very high. So in that case, you call it a big bet, because they have potentials to make a very big difference. But you have to plan well as a product manager. You have to really plan well on how you want to execute this. You have to really plan well. Then we have the feelings. The value is low and the effort is also low. So feelings don't take much time, but they still should only be worked on if other more important tasks are complete. Now feelings are just like, okay, the value that this thing is going to offer is low, but the effort is also low. Just like you want to do dark mode. How many people even know that you can change? I think some banking app, my banking app, has low and, I said low, has dark and light mode. So now it's not everybody that knows that you can even go and change that mode. So the effort, the value now, the impact is low, and the effort is also low. Like for them to do it, engineering team will just have to put a toggle button where you can toggle to light and dark, depending on how they want to implement it. So it's very easy to implement. So now, even though the effort is not that much for feelings, it is always, or it is advisable that you work on more important tasks first And once those important ones have been completed, once they have been completed, you can now go to feelings. Now you can also use feelings maybe when you are experiencing blocker. There is a blocker. You're for the main task now. For the main one, there's a blocker for the quick wins or for the big bets. There is a blocker. So why the blocker is trying to be cleared out, why the blocker is trying to be settled, why the blocker is trying to be resolved, you can pick up the feelings now. So rather than your engineering waiting that, oh, I'm waiting for you to give me instruction on what to do, there's no task to do because I have a blocker. Backend needs to provide me this, there's a blocker, I cannot work. At that point in time, there should be no time where they cannot work. Oh, you have a lot of items on your backlog. So when they cannot work because there's a blocker, now this is when the feelings will now come. That's okay, work on this dark mode. Oh, okay, work on this modification. So those feelings will come pending when the blocker of the main task has been sorted out, has been cleared out. So that's why we have the feelings. Then another one we have is the money pit. Now for this one is not advisable. The value is low, the effort is high. The features are detrimental to morale and the bottom line. They should be avoided at all costs. Now the value is low, but you see the effort is much, like it requires so much effort. But at the end of the day, after investing your time, your energy, your resources to bring this particular feature to life, the value is on the low side. So for this type of feature, it is not even in any way advisable that you pick this up. That's why they call it money pit. It's just like you have money you want to waste. Wastage of resources. That's that. So can somebody give us an example of a money pit feature? Example. Any idea?
No ma.
Okay, we can use our everyday app. Another person wants to try. We can use our everyday app, the everyday app that we use. Is there any idea you think, this thing, it has to be in backlog? Like, in fact, you have to even remove it at all costs. Because even if you put it in backlog, you still want to work on it someday. You will still want to work on it someday, and it will still require that very high effort. It will require that very high effort. So who is helping us? Any idea? It's only isn't Teresa Julia has responded. Oh. Another person. We can also use the chat box. They're not saying anything. We are not saying anything.
Ma I've responded ma.
Okay, sorry, let me check the chat box. Okay, I've seen. What's the question? Please, okay. So the question here is, Am I seeing all the messages? So the question here is, looking at this slide that we have now, we've talked about using the rice framework. Then there is something they call money pit. Money pits are features that are detrimental. They are features that the value that they will give to customer is very low. Then the effort that is required is of high. Just like that feature now, a particular feature for you to build, your engineering team told you that it's going to take 3 months to do phase logging. So the impact is even low. The value is low to the customers, but it's requiring a lot of money and effort. So I'm now asking that, can you give me an example of our everyday app that we use, an example of such feature that the value that is given is low, but you think the effort that was required for that feature is high? Anyone? I hope you got the question now.
Ma, is this something like the video note on WhatsApp you talked about the other day?
Mm-hmm. Yes, but at least some persons are using it, so it's not like total, what's it called? It's not like total money pit like that, because people are still using it. Some persons want to send it to their loved ones, just like videos that even said it. So yeah, it shouldn't be.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Yeah, but something that you know that for you to be this thing, oh, it's very high, oh, but but it will have very low impact. Well, you might not notice it on your everyday app because maybe for you use everything, but for me, low impact. If I look at everyday application, low impact. Let's use our WhatsApp for instance now. You have like a low impact, which you think the resources invested into that thing is very high. Mm, well, for me, for WhatsApp, it's quite tricky. Let me see. Let me check. Let me check. But it could still be the video, because I know many people use the community. It could still be the video app, the video feature. It could still be the video feature, anyways. But people use video feature too. It's just depending on who uses it. Okay, Telegram. Oh my god, Chica. Exactly. I don't know. Has anybody? This is a very good example. Thank you, Chica. Chica, has anyone on this call use Telegram video call? I don't even know if that's video call. Oh. Telegram has video call. Interesting.
It does, ma.
Wow, I didn't know. So yeah, I think they've invested so much in building that feature. That feature. Me, I don't even know it exists. So imagine. I don't know. Has anyone on this call used Telegram video call? I've not even used the normal call on Telegram before. What I do on Telegram is just the messaging. Hey, even status is underutilized. Has anybody used Telegram video call?
Ma?
Have you used Telegram video call, Torisiju?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Which type that use it? Another person has used it. Okay. But yeah, I think that feature, not everybody, except people that use it as their everyday have, they don't have other applications. Well, I think they're also trying to be like the working towards their competitor like WhatsApp anyways. So you just have to note it as a product manager so that you don't put your money to waste or put the organization money to waste. So another one is the impact and effort. There's what we call the impact and effort. What does this mean? So the prioritization metrics plots the value. That's okay. What value is this thing going to give? Then versus the complexity of development. This is close to this is close to what do we call it now? This is close to rise because this is measuring the complexity, the development, the effort. So it's value versus effort. So now look at it now. Future transfer money. Value to user is high. Effort to use is medium effort. Dark mode is low. Value to user because most people don't use the one on my banking app. I don't use it. So the value is low. So if the effort is low too, you can use it as feelings. So, but it's advisable that you build high value plus low or medium effort. So, if you have features that are high value to the customer, but the efforts required for such feature are low or medium, it's always advisable to build that. That's like top notch, like a big win for you. But if the value is high, the effort is high, you have to plan your resources, plan everything well before you execute search. Then we have the Kano model. So the Kano model was brought about by Professor Nonaki Kano. He's a Japanese educator and influential figure in quality management. So he developed the Kano model in 1980s. Now the Kano model now we have the delighters, we have the performance features, and we have the basic feature. Now the delighters, this is the feature that customer will perceive as going above and beyond their expectation. These are the things that will differentiate you from your competitors. So now the lighters are customer expect to send money, transfer money. But in the process of transferring money, customer sees that they can they can schedule their transfer. Okay, this particular transfer you transfer today, you can schedule it for next week as well to transfer same amount, put like a standing order. Then also when you transfer, what exciting feature can we add to transfer? When you transfer, you are able to get like a metrics that shows this is the amount you have in your account, this is the amount you have transferred. You see it's something that looks like a pie chart. So now you have met the customer's expectation of I want to send money. But they are not only able to send money, they are able to get an insight into what their financial status is. Or they are even getting financial advice that sending this amount of money, if you send this amount of money in the next 3 years without, I mean, the next 1 month without another income, you will run low on cash. So customer is happy, they are delighted. You have reached above and beyond their expectation. Then performance feature. Customer respond well to high investment in performance feature. Like okay, for this feature to perform, this is what we need. Transfer money is essential for the applications to be okay. Then basic feature, the minimum expected by customers to solve their problems. Without this, the product is of little use to them. That's you don't have a transfer feature. Exports transaction history will be a perfect fit for performance feature. Basic feature will be transfer money. Performance feature will be exporting transaction history. This one is, oh, you've met their need, but you want to do more. That's your performance feature. Delighted is you want to do beyond, above and beyond. So the main idea behind Kano model is that if you focus on the features that come under these three brackets, the higher your level of customer satisfaction will be. Let me come again. If you focus on the features that come under these three brackets, the higher your level of customer satisfaction will be. So now if you focus on the basic feature first, followed by the performance feature, then the delighters, then you have more customers. Your customers will be satisfied. So let's move on to product backlog management. So it is the process of organizing, updating, prioritizing items in the product backlog so that the team work on what delivers the most value first. So the product owner is responsible for managing the backlogs and deciding what should be done now, later, or not at all. While others may help the final decision, while other may help, the final decision is dependent on the program manager. It belongs to the program manager. So what this means is your product backlog management now is your sole responsibility as a program manager. You have to update, you have to prioritize. Other people will assist you. The engineering team, the project team, the business team. But the final decision of everything is still dependent or still belongs to the product manager. So you as a product manager, you know what to do. You should know what to do. So looking at backlog management, what does backlog management mean in simpler term now? Writing clear feature description. That was the assignment I gave us. Like, you are writing it clear. The feature description, you are uniting it, you are relating it to user story. Everyone is clear and aligned that, oh, okay, this is what you are trying to do. You pitch this to your engineering team. They understand what you are trying to do. Then you reorder items when priorities change. So when your priority change, maybe before you say they should do face login, then there's a more pressing need. There is a 404 error that is appearing. So you have to prioritize that. Oh, for now, the login should hold while we quickly run the 404 error that customers are experiencing. So when requirement changes, when when prioritization changes as well, it is still the sole responsibility of the product manager to reprioritize all of these tasks in the order of importance. So another one is reordering items when priorities change. We've talked about that. The other one is removing outdated or low value ideas. Now, because your product backlog is there, does not mean or should not mean that all ideas should be welcome on your product backlog. Yes, at your ideation stage, you can bring like as many as possible. But note that not all your ideas are going to be implemented. We are not going with all of your ideas. Out of your 10 ideas, you have picked out two. From two, you have streamlined it to one, that, oh, this is what I really want to build at this point in time. So because you have streamlined it to one, the other three or the other four ideas that you have should be taken out of your product backlog. The only thing, your product backlog does not mean your product backlog should contain your 100 ideas. No, it does not work that way. Your product backlog should contain what you will work on. Yes, it might not be now that you want to work on it, but you definitely will work on it. It's part of your product roadmap that, oh, I want to build this, I want to build it. So now, because that is part of it, it should be on the product backlog. But for those things that you know that, oh, dark mode is just, I just thought of it. Oh, there's no way we will implement dark mode because it's of low value, it's going to cost us more. Not every customer uses low value. There's not enough resources to carry out that. So rather than leaving it on your backlog items, remove it entirely from your backlog. Your backlog should not contain items that you will not work on. Your backlog should contain items that you are working on, the one that you are yet to do, the one that you will do. Making the next one says making sure top items are ready for development. Now, just like we used Jira on Friday to do our product prioritization, and you see at that point in time where I pushed a particular feature to top of backlog. So there's option for you to push to top of backlog. There's option for you to push to the bottom of backlog. So now you just do not put all of this unconsciously. Like, okay, I can just put it anyhow. I already know what my order will be. My order will be, I will do A first, then I'll now go to C, then I will now go back to B. Since you know that that's going to be your order of priority, the same way your order of priority will be, put it in your product backlog like that. A, C, B. You want to do A first, then you do B, you do C, then you now go back to B. So instead of saying A, B, C, since you are not following A, B, C, is A, C, B. In your product backlog, it should be A, C, B instead. It should be A, C, B. So you prioritize it according to what is on the according to the order of your priority. So you have to prioritize according to your order of priority. It's important that you do that. A good backlog. What does a good backlog do? It is clear. A good backlog is not so, it's not vague, it's not ambiguous, it is clear. A layman is able to understand that this is what we are trying to do. So it should be clear. It should be very, very clear. Another thing is it's prioritized. Now, like I said, that if you are doing ACB, let it appear as ACB, not ABC. So if you see a good product backlog, from a good product backlog, without you checking the active sprints, you are able to know what future is next. By mere looking at that board, you're able to know that, oh, okay, after this is what I want to build, this is what I want to build. So you should have that as well in mind. You should prioritize, then you should also reflect products customers feedback. A good product backlog should reflect the customer's feedback because they make up the product backlog. So imagine a customer tell you that he or she is getting error 404. You now decide not to put it in the backlog. There's no way you can have an insight of the fixes that are ongoing. So the easier way is when you do such, always when you get such feedback, put it on your prioritization tool that, oh, this is what needs to be done, so that you don't miss out on it. Then when you put it, you are putting it where it should be, that, oh, okay, after this particular spring or after this fix this one for me. So it's very important that you know that. Then that one is a good backlog supports your business goals. Now, we have been mentioning business goal. That's to tell you that it's very important that your customer needs support and align with the business goal. So if you are writing a good product roadmap, you should be able to have your business goal supported by it. Your business goal cannot say A, then you will be saying B. It should align. There should be that's some sort of alignment between the customer needs, your product roadmap, and the business goal. Like, it's very, very important to the business. Like, okay, this is what you are doing. Is it in alignment with our business goal? Because a business will work towards its goals. That's the general goal. Products has their own goal too, but it should always align with the general goal. Any question based on this? Okay. What are the key components of successful product backlog? Every effective backlog shares certain elements that helps team to understand what to build and why. These components create clarity across your team and organization. So for you to see an effective backlog, it helps team to do what it helps team to understand what they build. So when you have a good product backlog, remember you're going to have a sprint planning. So when you have that, you are able to help the team to understand what they want to build and why they should build it. It is only when they understand the concepts behind this, why they should build it. And that's why they will now work hand in hand to achieve the common goal. So the components create clarity across the entire organization. So you're able to know that this is the vision, this is the purpose, this is what this person want from me. So now prioritize items. You have to work orders by value and not abandon sequence. So now you have to work these out by value, not just your random sequence. So you have to prioritize your items. Then clear description, true details to understand without over specifying. So it should put enough details it's needed. That's why I showed us on Figma where you can put your description. So that description is where you tell your user story, where you input everything, every information that has to do with that particular feature, such that when the customer or the user is not able to use that product, or the user is not where you are, the user is able to use the product. The user is clear, the user is able to like, oh okay, this is what it is. The user is able to use the product. So that's why it's important that you allow it to be clear. Make it, think of your users as people that are not too learned, and you don't want to start walking them through all of these, especially when it is to the end users. Another one is acceptance criteria. I just talked about acceptance criteria in our last class, where they are able to say, oh, these are the conditions. Oh, if this is this, let it be this. So they are just specific conditions that define done. What does it mean for this thing to be done? User should be able to log in with their password. User should be able to log in with their username. That is done. So you should be able to like, oh, this should not be done. If user enter this, they're not done. So when you are testing for, oh, if this is this, it is done. If it is not, it is not done. Then you also have to estimate, relative sizing to help planning. So you look at, when you are doing your product backlog, you also need to look at the team, that you have, what needs to be built. So when you look at the team that you have, it helps you to shape your decision. It helps you to shape your decision into, oh okay, this is what I have at hand, this is what I want to build. Okay, with the number of engineering team I have, will I be able to still build this? If not, okay, can I go for a a minimum feature that I know that my engineers will be able to define or will be able to do on time? So you have to also consider this in your product backlog. Any questions so far? Are you with me?
Yes, ma, I can hear you, ma.
Oh, okay. So I want us to look at this part activity. So take a look at this. I'm coming. So take a look at all of those features that are currently displayed on the screen.
Hello, ma. Are we to do this class activity?
Yes, please. So I'm saying you should take a look at this. Take a look at the features. Take a look at the features first. Then I will instruct on what to do.
Okay. On which of the apps,
No, just
ma?
take a look at it here. Don't write
Okay,
anything
ma.
here. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, we have how many features are here? We have 9 features there. It's really nine. I think it's 10 ID.
Mappy, are you explaining the class activity?
Yes, I want to explain the clock activity now. Are you with me, Teresa?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, still there. Okay. Okay, so these 10 features now. First of all, we want to do a must to have versus a nice to have feature. Just like the must cool. So forget about could have, should have. Now we are looking at must have and nice to have. Now you tell me out of these 10 features, which one is nice to have, which one is must have feature for a banking application. So who is going first? Let me know if you understand the question first.
Okay, ma. The one that the feature that is must have, and what else, ma?
And nice to have, like, oh yes, this feature is nice to have.
Okay, okay.
So don't worry, take your time. That's why I said you should look at those features and you'll be fine. Explain. So let me know who is going first.
Okay, ma. I'll go first.
Okay.
Uh,
Is that matter?
no, this is Chika. Chika Samuel.
Okay, Chika, okay. Let's proceed.
The every banking feature has to have send money because the main goal of the bank is to save money, collect money and credit money and debit money. So that send money is very important to me for my own end. And the transaction history is nice to have.
Okay, I'm coming. Transaction history. What of start from the beginning? You get number one, send money. You send money, is it a nice to have? Good have you get for those 10 items.
Okay, one by one. Okay, ma. I will come back, ma.
Okay, that's fine. So who's going again while we wait for Chika? Chika said something in English. She has classified two.
Okay, okay, ma. I'll try, ma.
Okay.
Okay, send money is must have because that's the essence of the bank app. Check account balance. Number two is must have too
Okay.
because if you transfer money, you can always go to the bank that, oh, I want to check my balance. That's the essence of the bank app too. Saving goals is nice to have because there are even other apps that are specifically for just savings. So if you have saving goals on bank app, it's nice to have. Transaction histories must have. It shows a list of past payments and transfer in case of any hiccups, in case of any problem, and oh, you're asked to bring the your receipt for what you paid for. Dark mode is nice to have. Some people don't even like dark mode. They like to see their screen, they like it bright. Face ID and fingerprint login is nice to have because that one is just a plus. We can when the login feature is already there, So that fingerprint and face ID is just something they added as just like how products develops along the line. So that's just something they added to bank apps. At least for those that just want to, okay, let me just use my face ID instead of typing my pin. Maybe when you are in a rush or something. Export transactions, PDF or CSF. User can download their transaction history. This one too is a must have, because most times when you go to bank and you encounter an issue, they will ask you, okay, bring out your transaction history. Or if you made payment for something and you're like, oh, I paid for this, I've not seen the money. Okay, this is my transaction history. In-app customer support chat. Let users chat with customer support inside the app. This one, I feel this one. Okay, I think this one should fall under nice to have, and nice to have and also must have. It's like it's 50-50, because most times if you end up reaching out to customer service online, they will end up telling you that, oh, come to the bank with so and so. At the end of the day, you have to get to the bank. For bill payment is nice to have, because sometimes there are some bills we cannot pay online, though the way with the way things are now, that they're making everything, oh, you can pay this online, but sometimes that with the way we encounter network, blah blah blah, so most times you still have to like get there to pay physically. So for me, bill payment is nice to have, but I think it will get to a time where it will become a must have with the way technology is going, sha. Then notifications and alerts is a must have, because that one is even must have. Imagine if your phone, and let's say like now, how that you can receive alert on your email and your and text message. So say your phone, they stolen your phone now, and let's say you're on your system doing something and just see notification that they also you've transferred money. How did you transfer? So at least that's how you know that, oh, this and this, they've had access to my account. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very, very, very much, Toyoseji. That was so nice of you. Thank you for that. All right, so who's explaining again? Who is going? So for me, Adedamola. Who is going again, please?
Then put money must. So send money is like a must have, because it is like the essential, like it is an essential like part that user needs to transfer money and all. Then check account balance too must be, yes, must have, because I feel like I need to know how much I have left before like probably maybe paying a bill or shopping. And saving goals is nice to have. Just like you shared this, like there are some apps that are like basically for like just saving to loan. So it's just like nice to have. Then transaction history is a must have, because um I might, for instance, I might probably need like a receipt of money I sent to someone maybe like last week, and maybe the person needs like clarification that probably maybe you do not send me receipts, this and that. Then I can go to my transaction history and like just fish it out. So it is a must have. Then dark mode. I feel dark mode is nice to have. Sure. It's nice to have. Yes, nice to have. Then face ID or fingerprint login. I don't know, but I feel it is like a must have, because I feel like it improves security. For example, now like if I want to log in, instead of me like just pressing my pin and all, my face ID or fingerprint can actually like just open, like take me to the app straight instead of me logging in and all. So export transaction is a like nice to have. I'll say it's a nice to have. because it's just useful for records or downloading statements. Yeah. Then in-app customer support is nice to have. Is it nice to have?
Mm.
Mm, well, yes, nice to have. I don't know, nice to have. Because if I have any complaints, I can like send a mail to probably the bank or and all. But if I just need probably like a quick help, maybe like chatting, live chatting and all, nice to have. Sha. Then bills payment. Bills payment is must have because it will allow me to like pay for essentials, maybe electricity bills or internet bills directly from the app, just like OPay. Like I can pay for electricity bills directly from the app instead of me going to probably maybe the NEPA office to queue and all. Yeah, I'll put it on that must have. Then notification and alert, that's a must have because it will keep me informed that okay, fine, probably I received an alert that money entered, or if there is any suspicious transaction, then if I'm notified, then I'll know that okay, fine, something is wrong here and there. So that's all for me, ma.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, that's a lot of no. That's too for me. Thank you to me for that. Anyone wants to try again? Anybody wants to try again? Anyone?
Let me try, ma.
Oh, okay, checker. Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. The send money is a must have because it's one of the essential requirements for a bank has. Check our account balance. Of course, we all have to check our account balance after sending money, after receiving money, to be sure that the money is there or the money has really been deducted. So it's a must have for me. Saving and gold is nice to have because honestly there are other apps that can do it, and so that it will not cause so that it will not be congested on the app, or there should be an issue. They should focus on the main goal, which is bank app. And bank itself is already saving money, but it's just that apps like other apps like Piggyvest, they just focus on the savings and they can tell you when to lock and open. But bank app itself already have its own savings, but it's not the lock. I don't know if I'm really making sense. But there are apps that are doing the savings already. So bank app does not really have to do that lock to this expected time for savings. What is making sense? Transaction history is a must have. Dark mode is nice to have because some people just like the light mode and it does not really matter. The face ID and fingerprint login is a must have because situations like ladies when we fix our nails, okay, fingerprint, yes, we might not be able to type or something because some people nails are always long, so typing might be an issue. Just use the face ID. And if they are on makeup, they use fingerprint login. Or cases like if anyone probably forgot their password or so that will not be stranded.
Okay.
A face ID or fingerprint login will be a must have feature. Export transactions is a must have because it's a must have. If you um register for applications so that you know just have to go to the bank to do it, just that you can just do it from your phone and to reduce the crowd at the bank for um little things also. So they must have bank have. Yeah, customers but it's nice to have because honestly some issues cannot be solved online and some details cannot be given online. It should not be given online at all to avoid scamming issues. So it's nice to have bill payments is a must have. Is a must have to reduce stress. Notification and alerts is a must have, ma. Thank you. Thank you, ma.
All right, thank you very much, Chika. Thank you, everyone. You guys have spoken well. You guys have spoken well. So let me quickly go through it again. So for these 10 features now, one we look at is the must have. That's what the application should have. Mind you, it is a banking app, an app for customers to send money. So first thing first, we must not deviate from the goal. We must not deviate from the goal that it is an app. This is a product vision to be able to send money. So let's not get distracted with other side attractions like the savings goal. We should know that this is a fintech app too, or this is a power banking app to be able to send money. So send money is the core function of the banking app. So user expect this function immediately. That's the first thing for it. Is a must have feature. Then the check account balance. You cannot send money and you don't even know what your account balance looks like. Then another one is transaction history. It helps users to track your spending. Helps users to track their spending because why how can you be sending money? You don't have a transaction history for it. So it helps users to track. Then notification and alerts, you should know, especially for security reasons. In case there is any dubious means or transactions, you should be able to get that notification and alert. So it is very, very important that you're able to get this. So those four things are must have which we should know: send money, account balance, transaction history, notifications and alert. If your application does not have this feature, users will stop using the application. What's the essence of using an app that doesn't have send money and you said it's a banking app? I can't check my balance. If it has send money and you cannot check account balance, they will leave your app. If they cannot see their transaction history, they will leave. If they are not seeing notification and alert, they will leave. So that's the must have. Now should have now. I know I said nice to have and must have and nice to have. Now should have bill payments. You can add it. Remember it is a banking app. So yes, banking app too. You should be able to pay your bills. So as time goes on, so that should not be added under like immediately. At least launch first with those four features that we mentioned. Then next feature now you can now think of your bill payments, your face ID or the login, the fingerprint login. Then you can now think of the in-app customer support. Firstly, when you are launching, your must have should not be customer support chat. In as much as you have email addresses that customers can log, that they can log their complaints to, all you need to do is ensure that your support systems are responsive. So once the responses what's it called support system are responsive, they respond to customer messages, there will not be issues. You know that you don't have in-app chat yet, so because of that you're managing your resources, your support team will be up and running. Nice to have feature now. The nice to have feature, you know that there are optional enhancement feature. So the dark mode, it's a nice to have feature. It's after you must have completed this first seven. The four, which is the must have, the four, which is the should have, which is the face ID, the bill payments, and the in-app customer support. Then you can now start thinking of nice to have like the saving mode. That's the saving goals. You can start looking at the dark mode. You can start looking at exporting your transaction. At least your customers are able to see transaction history. So exporting that transaction now can now be a nice to have, that oh okay, to also be nice if they can export this thing, download it in a PDF format. Because you have to put this under nice to have, because there are other ways around it that customers can get this export transaction history. Now if they need their transaction history downloaded, they can write an email to support, and support will be able to provide them, pending when you are able to do this. So note, dark mode, savings goals, export transaction, they are nice to have. Must have includes the send money, the check account balance, the transaction history, your notification. While your should have is the bill payment, the face ID, the in-app customer support. So do we understand? Any question?
None, ma.
Okay. All right. So what's our feedback for today? Feedback section. Are we able to get the any idea from anyone?
Ma, sorry, I didn't get to, ma.
Yeah, so what were we able to learn today?
Oh, for me, I learned how that when we're building features, we have to take note of the important ones. That's the must have, nice to have, should have. The most I don't know how to pronounce it, so, but Moscow. I mean, can you hear me, ma?
Yeah, I can hear you. So should we continue?
Yes, yes. I said the that's knowing how to classify the features you want to make. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Oriseju. Any other person, what has stood out for you in today's class? All right, so thanks everyone for taking out time to attend this class. We'll complete this section tomorrow. We'll complete this section that's for the backlog management. So, and also we would be going on tomorrow. Will be our last class for this year. Are we excited? Oh,
Wow.
we should continue, right? See then. So tomorrow will be the last class for the year to resume back on the tomorrow's 23rd now, yeah. So we resume back on the 5th of January. Resume back on the 5th of January. So let's tomorrow's class is going to be a bit early. Tomorrow we're going to be meeting by 8 a.m.
Ma?
I said tomorrow's class is going to be 8 p.m.
Wow.
What kind of look is that? So for me, what?
Ma,
Yeah, I said tomorrow's class will be 8 a.m. Like I said, tomorrow is the last class for the year. So let's meet by 8 to 10 so that we can wrap up this. So yeah, tomorrow's class is going to be by 8. Let's inform others. So for me, please put it on the group, and we are using the same link as well for tomorrow's class, which is the last of its kind for the year 2025. And yeah, see you guys in the new year. So yeah, I'll drop the recording as soon as it is ready. Let's let's do well to attend on time so that we can leave on time as well.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
everyone.
time. We enjoyed your class once again. Thank you, ma.
All right. Thank you.
See you next. Okay, see you tomorrow. And that's say see you next.
Bye.